Hi, this is NR Vijay. I work as a business advisor. In my previous video, I had explored some of the possible implications the current coronavirus pandemic can have on global supply chains. In today's video, I made an attempt to look at a global supply chain with an example in mind. And I have picked a product that we all can identify with, a car. And I've picked Toyota, which is one of the leading automakers in the world. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Right. Toyota overall has relationships with about 2,500 suppliers, both directly as well as indirectly. Uh, Directly, it has relationships with about 600 tier 1 suppliers. Now, these are the suppliers that directly supply either a finished product or a component or to Toyota. Now, these suppliers in turn source from what are referred to as tier 2 suppliers, and there are about 1,500 of them around the world. And these suppliers in turn source from about 150 tier 3 suppliers. Not only these numbers are staggering, but it's also interesting to note that these suppliers supply among themselves, right? There are some of the tier 2 suppliers that might be supplying either a finished product or a raw material to some of the pure tier 2 suppliers. Similarly, such relationship exists at the tier 3 level as well, where they're supplying raw materials or finished products to each other. Now, so the supply could include everything from a screw to a spark plug, to an engine, to a seat cover, to an airbag, so on and so forth. But like we all know, Toyota has an assembly plant. So it sources products from each of the suppliers and finally assembles them before rolling the car out. Now, you will be interested to know that each car has about 30,000 parts in them. So 30,000 parts supplied by about 2,500 suppliers who are present around the globe. That's what makes this supply chain interesting. Let's take a look at where these suppliers are based out of. As you can see here, suppliers themselves are spread around the globe. There are many that are based in China, there are many that are based in Southeast Asia, many in Japan, many that are based in all over Europe, North, West, East, South, and there are many that are present in Central America as well as North America. We all know Toyota has assembly plants in Japan, America, as well as Europe. So it should be receiving products from these suppliers from around the globe, who in turn are receiving either raw materials or products from suppliers who could be spread around the world. So the value chain of any product that goes into a car might not be linear. It might move across continents before it gets assembled in one of the assembly plants. So let's take a look at the country that we are interested in right now, China, right? China itself has about 150, I think China itself has about 150 suppliers, China, Hong Kong, and Korea together. So as you can see here, the numbers are truly staggering. We have suppliers spread around the globe. And for the area that we are looking at, there are about 150 suppliers, both tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So this is what makes it interesting. Now, any disruptions that are caused to the supply chain, and if Toyota is forced to make a decision about diversifying its supply chain away from China, it might only have visibility into tier 1. It might impose whatever conditions on its tier 1 suppliers, but those suppliers in turn will have to control how the supply chain works with the tier 2 level and the tier 3 level. Now, this complexity of how the spread is across the world and the complex relationships that exist between the suppliers, is what makes this whole situation very interesting. And the coming days will provide a window of how well any companies such as Toyota or other manufacturers react to the disruptions that might be caused to these supply chains. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you.